The year is 2017. Fortnite and PUBG are very popular games, but everyone was questioning which one was actually the better battle royale game. As we all know, Fortnite ended up being the more popular game due to its unique building mechanics and, well, overall smooth gameplay. It seemed like PUBG had a little few rough patches and it never really found its footing. Fortnite is still being updated in the year 2024, which is crazy, but it can't all be rainbows and sunshine. So this is pretty bad. Well, that's what I would have said if this was actually Fortnite, so let's switch over to the real game and why is Prime on the front page of Fortnite? Well, maybe it'll get better if I go over to my skins and, well, it's not any better. Switching over to the shop as if it couldn't get any worse with the UI. Also, some of these dances and emotes, holy, I do not know what the hell happened to this game. I mean, so far it's a pretty bad impression with the UI and, well, just about everything, but I mean, hey, the gameplay could be good. And in 2021, the player count peaked at over 44.7 million players. So, I mean, there's got to be something appealing about the gameplay. I just thought the UI was a little bit iffy at first, but you'll see later that the gameplay also follows suit. I'm going to be playing 5 different game modes that are featured by Fortnite, so no creative mode or red prime versus blue prime, unfortunately. So let's get right into the first game mode, Zero Build Fortnite. You know what? I actually really enjoy Zero Build Fortnite. It is a great addition to the selection of game modes, but I would have rather had it around 7 years ago when the game was released. I mean, sure, updating the movement to have a sprint and a slide is pretty cool. It's just not the same, especially with the map. The map is extremely bland. For example, the locations are very bare bones. They don't have a lot going on, and the separation between the zones is very, very far. I could not tell you a single location in this game. Pretty forgettable, but OG Fortnite, I could probably list off around 10 or so. The locations are very weird as well, especially like the Roman looking place with the theater in it. I don't really understand. I mean, I get the joke, but also it's just weird. Some of these places just have 0 buildings as well. I think one of the train station locations, it's only like 4 or 5 buildings total, and they just don't look very good either. The bots also just hog all of the locations, so either way, you're gonna have to be fighting either a real person or a bot, which can be a bit frustrating at times, especially if you just want to grab loot. The good loot is also most likely locked behind defeating the boss of that location, which requires defeating all the bots, or at least mostly all of them. Going back to the empty spaces, it just feels like there's nothing in between the different locations, which 1, makes finding loot harder, and 2, it's just boring, especially if you're not fighting anybody, you're just walking around to the next location. They do update the map a lot, so it's not that big of an issue. But the guns, oh my god. What in the hell? They actually function really, really well, but it's just, what are these names? Peter Griffin's Hammer Pump Shotgun, Oscar's Frenzy Auto Shotgun. Just call them a shotgun. Every gun is named this way, and it gets very, very annoying, especially if you're trying to figure out what does the gun even do. Even in some of the more recent chapters, it was just, you know, for example, auto shotgun, which you can kind of infer what that does, but there's just too many words on these guns and it just makes no sense. I also have some nostalgia for some of the older guns as well. Just something about the design just looks so sleek, and also they just function well, and you could actually tell the differences between each of the guns, like the pump shotgun being different from the tac shotgun, being different from the heavy shotgun. I've talked about Zero Build for a little bit too long now, but at least we went over the guns and map. But to reiterate, I still do love the idea of Zero Build. I just wish some of the game mechanics were a little bit better, like the guns and the map. Battle Royale mode. It's just literally the same as Zero Build, but well, with building. I do have a few things to add, however. First off, people have gotten really good at building in this game, so it's pretty hard to win now. And secondly, why do they have skill-based matchmaking? My first 3 games were against bots, but then I was thrown into the deep end and it was pretty bad. I miss the days of Fortnite where you were matched up with a bunch of different people with a variety of different skill levels. It made it fun. Also, I think overall Battle Royale games should not have skill-based matchmaking just to make it a little more fun. You just never know who you're gonna be going against, which makes it fun. It feels like an actual Battle Royale. Also, why have a ranked option in the first place if you're just gonna implement skill-based matchmaking? Might as well just have ranked as its own separate thing, and then get rid of skill-based matchmaking in the normal game modes. I mean, sure, pros could still play in the regular lobbies, not the ranked lobbies, but it would still make more sense. It takes less pressure off of the person playing the game, especially people very similar to your skill level. Both of my matches ended horribly, but I mean, that's pretty understandable. I haven't played build Fortnite in about 3 or so years. Also, I don't know where to put this in a video, but the bots are absolutely garbage. I don't know how to feel about this game mode. You just push buttons to the song and, well, in all honesty, it doesn't even matter. If you do poorly, like I did at the start of this song, it doesn't stop. There's no, oh my god, you did so bad that you have to redo the song. It's just keep going through the entire song. Also, it's not that hard at all either. It's not even close to Rock Band or Guitar Hero either, especially because those games have special attachments to the controllers that make it feel a little more real, like the guitar controller or the drum set controller. But also, Rock Band and Guitar Hero can be extremely difficult, which makes them really fun. I just kept switching between Instagram Reels and actually playing the game. It's that bad. I mean, at least you can emote during the concert. At the time of recording this game mode, there were 0 people playing this game. I mean, I get it, I was playing by myself, but still the controls are pretty bad and there's no items or anything to fill the track, so it's just plain racing. Also, the tracks are just so boring as well. We are finally getting to the last game mode, and hopefully this can pick up the pace. I have heard a lot of hype around the game mode, so let's check it out. It is just a survival game with Legos. It reminds me a lot of Rust and Pal World, but those games have very unique mechanics and also aren't just boring as hell. Seriously, this game is pretty bland. It just has bare bones survival mechanics, and I don't understand the hype around this one. I don't know why this game mode has to be Legos, but hey, here we are. I do get how this game mode can be addicting, especially those survival-like games, but just go play Rust or Pal World or literally anything else that is part of the same genre. I'm not just here to dog on the game, I actually want to give some feedback as if Fortnite will ever watch this video. The last 3 game modes, just get rid of them. It's pretty embarrassing to have on your front page. I'm going to try and help by fixing up the UI and changing some game mode placements as well. First off, just put the ranked button right above the Q button. Pretty weird how you have to search around to actually find it, but I would just put it front and center. It's also weird how the ranked mode is shown separately from the other game modes, but you can also toggle on and off the ranked mode even in just the regular modes. All of the creative game modes, goodbye. Put them in their own own tab. Maybe at the top have like a little section that says creative mode where you can actually search for those different game modes, but it's just hogging up too much of the main hub. It's also pretty embarrassing having some of these game modes on the front page. They're just so weird. Finally, from the main hub, please bring back 50v50, the original one. That game mode was so much fun. For the locker UI, just get rid of the instruments altogether. Just put them in the emotes. That's basically what they do. And why even have this here when you can select your own instrument in the main game itself? And finally, for the skins and emotes, it could definitely use a little bit of a cleanup. I miss the original skins and also the original emotes. It felt like they had some creativity put into them, and well, just some of these songs are pretty atrocious, and the emotes don't look very good these days. It just feels like Fortnite is trying to overextend itself with all the different game modes, emotes, etc. But with a little bit of a cleanup and some creativity in the skins and emotes, I think it can get pretty good. And well, all that for the menus. Yeah, also I can't play the songs in the Guitar Hero knockoff mode and also in the cars themselves. When you turn on the radio in the car in Fortnite, they just start playing copyrighted music. I do understand that Fortnite is trying to expand its different ways of reaching different audiences, but it is just way too much. It feels like they're kind of pushing away their core audience for something different, but also it seems like they're not getting a lot of people playing the different game modes that are, new, like the car racing game mode or the music game mode. I understand it is hard to stay relevant in the gaming industry, but in all honesty, your core audience will stick with you if you just keep refining the game you have that people have enjoyed for so many years. It just feels like Fortnite has been stepping over so many boundaries that it's just too much for some of the players. I also understand it is a very hard balance to master because you don't want your game to get too bland by keeping it the same, but also you don't want to overextend yourself. I mean, some of the game modes even have their own age ratings as well, which is pretty telling that they're trying to reach different audiences with each of their different game modes. Hopefully one day they will only focus on a few game modes, and hopefully Fortnite will return to some of its original gameplay. Well, screw all that. Just bring back 50v50.